Welcome to a very short video I am doing on how to transfer the information from your templates to your foam. I've had a lot of questions and comments for some of the videos, and I provided links to some other folks' sites where they kind of show how they do this, but I've decided to go ahead and show you how I do it. There's many correct ways to do this. Um, but this is not going to be a very long video. But let's talk about the tools we're going to need in order to transfer this information. So here we've got a template with a couple registration marks across the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a pattern punch, which if you look on on Amazon, these are very easy to find. People who sew use these all the time. If they work with patterns. So what this will do is it'll help give us nice, clean, crisp cuts where our registration marks are. So let's go ahead and so where we had two marks before, now we got two nice, clean cuts. So if we were putting this on our foam, we draw it down. So as an example, you can see we got two nice clean registration marks on there, all from our pattern punch. I'll provide a link in the comments to the one that I use. By all means, it's not sponsored or anything. Buy whatever works for you. But if you want an idea, that'll show you how to do that. The other tool we're going to use is something called a perforation wheel. It's like a little cowboy spur, basically. People who sew and use patterns use these as well. I don't sew, but I have an aunt who is a seamstress, and that's where I've kind of learned what these tools are and what they're for. So here I've got a pattern for the Primaris backpack that I'm working on. And on this, we've got an overlap area we need to mark out, registration marks we need to identify, and then a surface groove cut that we're going to have to make on either side here. Now what this thing is going to do is put a bunch of tiny little holes that you can barely see with the naked eye. And at the end of the day, for your finished project, you can easily fill this in with RTV. It's very, very tiny holes. This is the underside of a heat shield on the back of the backpack, and no one's ever going to see it anyway, so you don't need to worry about filling anything. But we just align it with our lines here. And make sure you give it a fair bit of pressure so it goes through the paper and into the foam. And we just draw a straight line. Now, I will concede this technique makes it harder to reuse your templates. If that's not a concern, this is definitely a technique you can use. We'll hit each of our registration marks. And we've got our marks for our surface grooves right here. Alright, I'm going to take the template off and you can see now. Now, you're not going to be able to really see these marks very well. You can kind of see them. So you can see how we made quick work of that. And so that one's done. And I got a couple more I'm going to do here. Here I need to show overlap areas and then where to put some 45-degree grooves in the back here. Same for this one. See, now we've got all our marks that we need on there. So as you can see, the pattern punch and perforation wheel, two of the tools we can use. I have linked to videos that show multiple ways and comments for other stuff. If you got any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you very much for your time.